And we're live. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to Seymour. Thank you for being the first one in this morning. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay-at-home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the driver. Shout out to lovely Aneka. Thank you for being here. Mr. Article Don, Lady J, Audrey Wright's in the building. Mervyn the Point, Jamaica Kerr here. Wayne Nathan is in the building this morning. Miss Michelle Banton is with us. The Buffalo Soul, the rest. Haven't seen you in a while. Elaine Brown is in the building. Great goodies, Unstoppable Josh. Michelle Taylor is here. Lisa Watkins is here. Karen Notice is in the building. Dorothy T is here. Audrey Wright. Roxy 21 is with us. Kaz Robinson. Guava 876 is in the building. Yvonne Wallace is here this morning. Shout out to the people going out to work. Shout out to the people coming in from work. Extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Again, shout out to my entrepreneurs, stay-at-home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers, Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, bus drivers, school bus drivers, garbage truck drivers. Shout out to the teachers. Shout out to the students. Shout out to law enforcement personnel, medical field personnel. Shout out to whatever it is your job description is. Shout out to you. You up and out to get it. Shout out to you. Shout out to King Biggs, Wayne Core. Thank you for being here this morning. Pansy Slack Foster is in the building with us this morning. Thank you for being here. In a meeting, but play you in the background, Kaz Robinson says. We appreciate that, Kaz. Miss Goldie Robinson says, up, up, up. All right, here we are. Now we have a solid hour. It is now 8 a.m. on my side of the globe, and we'll go till 9 a.m. All right, Audrey Wright says, all classmates, good morning. Listen now. Somebody said yesterday, SouFlo, where you getting this false information from? Where you read out all the results for the election in Jamaica. Listen, y'all don't come on, man. You've been here long enough to know that I don't just pull stuff out the air, right? Whatever you hear me repeating to you, reading to you, giving to you is information that you yourself can source. See? Right. So I took that directly from Jamaica News yesterday. Didn't have anything to do with me just making stuff up. I would never do that. Anyhow, I realized that some of you in the comment section, even though you don't live in Jamaica, you're not even voting. You're well invested and you still have that party mindset. Like your party better win and the next party can't win. And you're still the kind of person that I speak about all the time. Like you're not voting for the betterment of Jamaica. You just have vote green or orange. Anyhow, here's big news for you this morning. KSAMC. They have a way of saying it in Jamaica and it means something, right? It actually means the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation. That whole section plays part right there. Y'all remember the other day when the crab lady and the crab and all these other things, Alice with the crab. Y'all remember seeing the mayor? I'll connect stuff for you for some of you who don't know, because some of we live afar now, we're really out of touch. So let's get back in touch, right? Remember seeing the mayor, and the mayor came and said she can't be back there. She shouldn't be allowed to be back there. It was a concerted decision that was made. That's why she wasn't even invited to the lessons that they were giving so they could certify them with the food certification health stuff. Okay, that was the mayor. If you notice, he was in green. Right. Well, that will no longer be. Because as this local election is going, here is one result. Right now, Jamaican people are confused. They don't know who is winning what. Here is one result that you can bank on. The People's National Party has now taken over that constituency. This is a big deal because it is the hub. So the People's National Party, Andrew Swaby, is set to be the next mayor of Kingston, with his party to take control of the prized Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation. which is known as the KSAMC. After the electoral office, Mayor Yvonne Wallace said largest municipality mayor, one toilet gone. I saw. Yeah, so after the Electoral Office of Jamaica, EOJ, confirmed on Wednesday that the party had won, the People's National Party had won the crucial Kentire division in St. Andrew East Rural. Anybody is going to ask me this morning, where y'all get that from, SouFLo, because me have different information like y'all were doing yesterday. I'll tell you in a minute exactly where it's posted. It says that with the preliminary EOJ results from the KSAMC tied 2020 between the Jamaica Labour Party and the JLP and the PNP after Monday's local government elections, the Kentire division was the key area that would decide who would go ahead and be the winner, the new person, or remain the person in charge. Director of Elections Glasspool Brown told the Jamaica Observer that the People's National Party winning the Kentire division has consolidated their position in the KSAMC because it won the popular vote as well. The People's National Party, Vivian Diane Brown Bond, won the Kentire division after polling 1,319 votes to defeat JLP Kelvin Keith Clark, who polled 1,287 votes. The preliminary results had shown that the PNP won by 29 votes. However, at the end of the final tally, the party increased its win margin by another 3 votes, bringing it to 32 votes. It was very close, but the People's National Party won. So, JLP has lost one of their strongholds, and a very important one at that, right? Now, earlier, Wednesday, confusion was evident among placard-bearing, orange-clothes-clad PNP protesters that were gathered at the EOJ to air their grouses about the preliminary results on Monday's election. People were demanding a recount. Protesters with whom the Observer spoke said that they believed that they were being robbed of their victory in the elections, and they came to the EOJ, the headquarters, to hear from the horse's mouth exactly what was happening. Because the people see a orange going to vote and not too many green, and then they're wondering how the results come out tie, right? Well, so counting began promptly 10 a.m., first focusing on the election day workers, the police, the military, then they kept on going down to the civilians, blah, blah, blah. And the counting of the ballot boxes for the 5 divisions in the constituency then started with Kentire sometime after 1 p.m. Long story short, the JLP has lost this stronghold. When they spoke to the PNP caretaker for St. Andrew East Rural, Patrick Peterkin, who was also watching the process closely, he said that he had hoped to preserve or better the win margin for the People's National Party in Kentire, and by extension, he was hoping to win the KSAMC. At the time, the counting wasn't finished yet, but they were counting, and I guess he got his wish. So Kentire is very important to the PNP because this division, if you win this division, it will make our fates better in terms of giving us the prize KSAMC to run, he said, pointing to the number of lawyers that the People's National Party had observing the proceedings, so there wouldn't be any thieving going on. We're taking it very seriously, and we want to win the Kentire division, so we are taking it seriously, according to the Director of Elections. The final count of the votes for the 5 divisions of the St. Andrew East Rural constituency has been transferred to the EOJ's Duke Street head office in downtown Kingston to avoid any tension in the area at the counting centers, which had been previously designated in the constituency. There was so much tension built up there, they had to move the place where they were designated to count the ballots and take it somewhere else to count it. A whole heap of foolishness going on, little fishy stuff going on in Jamaica politics right now. But That's one you can bank on this morning. So the people them who are saying PNP, there you have it. You have a win, and it's a big win. And for the people who say JLP, that's a big loss for y'all this morning, right? Right. Either way, it's not here nor there for me. Audrey Wright was trying to figure. I said it, but it seems like let me be honest and say this. It seems like the People's National Party might be that sleeping giant. It seems like it. Now, I said that because I said recently that watching what's unfolding in Jamaica and seeing this sea of green everywhere Andrew goes, and Andrew is out and about everywhere, it gives you a feeling of, well, this constituency is green, that constituency is green. 'Cause everywhere he goes is a large crowd follows, right? But it's just because the PNP look like they're just chilling back and just waiting for that moment. So they keep saying, just call the election, man. No bother with the long talking and the going around and campaigning and your princess wave. Just call the election, man. And I kept saying I don't see them out there. I don't see how they're gonna, you know. Them said just call the election. You will see. Well, see there, and they did come out and they were out in their numbers too. So it looked like them have something up them sleeve. It looks like they have something. It looked like the people them tired for true. It looked like time come for true. Because that's their slogan. Time come. So it looked like time come for true. Yvonne Wallace says we are all going to back off the class. All of us. Back a class. Not go good again. Not go good again. Missy Bram Bram, what go on, sis? Missy Bram Bram says he take the same set of people everywhere he goes. Don't think it's a sea everywhere. Oh. It's just like them artists who carry 2 busload of people go to every show. Them gather up the whole community and the neighboring community. True enough. And charter 2 bus and carry 2 busload of people go to every show, put them in front row and give them all the big flag them and everything and they wave them. So you look when the cameraman got to you say, yo, whole heap of forward the artist you get, whole heap of Blanca bus, pie. And it's the same group of 2 busload of people from his community or her community. Okay. I could see how that could be a strategy as well. But you have to play wise in these times. All kind of tricks working up. All kind of tricks are coming out the books. So, hey, man, King Big says, always put me in a corner about time. Over there for the show. All right, Andrew, take back your Choppa Dennis. Yes, let's talk about Dennis Meadows, my friend. Rotted. I'm sitting there, come here, pay attention to the thing, and I'm really invested in this thing. It makes me feel like I'm in Jamaica and I'm a part of the process, you know. We live a foreign, but we're not foreign minded, you know. So anyhow, here goes Mr. Dennis Meadows, but Dennis Meadows was not the only one that made some disparaging comments. You have Warmington, who made some disparaging comments as well. And quite honestly and quite frankly, I found Warmington comment more harmful than Dennis Meadows' comment. Now, Dennis Meadows' comment, to be a prominent politician and you're up there and then you're going to say something like, where my phone there? Because if you hear it out of female mouth, it might sound better than out of mine. I was shocked. I said, what? Maybe it's time for me to move back to Jamaica, man. Maybe the chopping things start get legal. Yeah, cause say anyhow, I've been practicing for years. So anyhow, them say, yo, we can chop. And them I go back with. Oh, hello. Yes, this is Mr. Smith. I'm calling from Publishers Clearinghouse. May I speak to Mr. Jones Brown, please? This is he. Oh, Mr. Jones Brown. I have a surprise for you. You, Mr. Jones Brown, have won $1 million and a brand new 2024 Mercedes-Benz ML350 GLE. Yes, sir. I am so excited for you. I can only imagine you are bubbling with excitement. How do you get your winnings? So I've been practicing, right? So any of them say the chopper thing, okay, yard my gun, and I'm chopping for real. But them have to say it is okay first. Them have to say it is legal, which means I'm on the legal side of things. I was kind of surprised to see a politician actually come out and say this. I was like, what the? Sita, Let me play this fool. Here, hold on. Hold dog.
And I speak to the youth man named for the corner. Especially one you call themselves Choppa. Let me tell you straight up. And he can speak openly. I have no problem with a man if he want chop. Because them chop us during slavery. So nothing wrong if we chop them up.
I'm Bossa Sizzler. oh. They can't. Nah. You can't just do that just so, sir. Sizzler over there like, Jesus. Yo, them Bossa Sizzler. Whoa, hey. You can't keep a good man down. The man said, I have no problem. What are they? Hear him again.
Especially when you call themselves Choppa.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you straight up. And he can speak openly.
Mm-hmm.
I have no problem with a man if he want chop. Mm-hmm. Because them chop us during slavery.
Backside.
So wrong if we chop them up.
No. Hey.
My only problem with chopping.
All right, sir.
Is when you bingo.
When you bingo.
And you score. Use the money wisely.
Mm-hmm.
And I speak to the youth man.
Now, the man said, him have no problem with the choppers. Choppers, for those of you who are from the upper echelons of society and you don't speak much patois, so you might not understand what was said. Let me break it down for you, okay? He said he has no problem with the scammers, with those who are, hello, this is Mr. Jones calling from Publishers Clearinghouse. He has no problem with those, okay? They're making their money and it's okay. And hey, it's like a reverse thing. They did it, they chopped us in slavery. The process is called chopping. And he said they did it to us during slavery. So he doesn't see anything wrong with us doing it now, right? However, all he is asking is that when you bingo, because that's what they say when they win. Every time I get a skull on the phone, a skull, dead head on the phone. Yeah, I'm say bingo, that means 5,000 US just dropping on the account. Yeah. All right. He says every time you bingo, I don't want you to use the money and go buy Hennessy and use the Hennessy to wash your pretty car, your BMW and your Mark X. I want you to use the money and do something constructive. Set up mama and papa. Open some businesses. Reinvest the money and legalize the money. Wash the money clean. That is what he was he was saying. So in a one center around a one part, it sounds good, right? But it is wrong, my friend. It wrong. If everybody knows that chopping in Jamaica is part of the reason why the murder rate gone up so far, because you can't chat to man now, because when man make whole heap of money and them driving nice cars and them have all the time in the world, yeah, with no job, them just roam the island freely, get a bag of gal, live a bag of loose life, buy out bar everywhere, party, nice clothes, pretty vehicles, that kind of thing. The girls that follow back of them are known as dollies. Yeah, cause them dress them up like dolly, big rat bat eyelash and they weave Malaysian yakis and fingernail done up and all these things. And he's saying there's nothing constructive in that. But then come the guns. Because if you're making that much money and you're surrounded by that many hungry eyes, wolves, and poverty, then comes the guns. A man I gonna say, yo, man, I'll joke him down and take away what him have. So you have to go get some real gunman on your team. And because you're making a lot of money, you can afford a lot of guns. And there goes the killing, the shooting, the back and forth. Plus the way how the list runs. There's a list. Somebody can have a list. And the list what them have, you could get killed for this list. Because your list have a whole heap of winners on your list, right? A beer bingo upon the list there. Want the list there. I think the Moody twins, the boy-girl couple Moody twins that got buried alive, and they showed it, not buried alive. Well, they got buried on shallow grave on video, and their mom seen it and identified them. That's what it was about. Anytime you catch a list, so if I'm working for you and me catch a site on your list, and me take off a couple of clients off of the list, and then me go bing up on my own and make some money, they'll kill you for that. Right. Because you do that and you take money, and then you never tell the boss, say you take some of them clients off of the list, and you never share any of the money with the boss who have the list. And even that boss, the once it's the news is out that he has the list, him have the hot list, his head back have to be watched too. So his guns up all the time. So no doubt, this is just a correlation between scamming in Jamaica and the whole heap of gunplay and murders that's happening in the island. So for a politician, a prominent politician at that, to come out and say, me no have no problem with the man them way are chopping up. The only problem we have is when you bingo, make sure you use the money constructively. Him should have never ever had I said that. So now he is walking that statement back. He is apologizing. He is saying he should not have said such statement. Dennis Meadows, he is the People's National Party standard bearer for the our kind of standard bearer, some people are saying, right? He is the People's National Party standard bearer for the Trelawney Northern constituency, and he has withdrawn his comments that he made recently regarding the lotto scamming thing. He's saying he should not have said it, basically, and it was wrong, and his words were taken out of context. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
SouFLo.
Yes, sir.
Morning, my boss.
Morning, my brother. What me there?
You know, so me see that topic, yeah. We see that topic about 5 o'clock this morning, and I make for call up and then time there, you know, SouFLo. Believe me.
Me wake up and see it, man. What you say? Meadows.
But anyway, my take on it still, you know. See, really and truly, more than this, I'm honesty. At least the man is being honest.
Right.
That is one.
Right.
With the opinion.
Right.
But may I look on it now? May I look on it from another level? The man is smart. Who a chap? Mostly young people. Who they want to vote right now? Mostly young people. So when you make a statement like that, he might try to connect with the younger people. I only way can connect with them. Kind of like speak their language.
Yeah.
If you understand what I say.
Yeah.
So me look on that. Everybody has said, boy, I shouldn't this and he shouldn't that. And where he mean what I say. You ain't come back and say, boy, I shouldn't say this. You ain't mean it. That's what I say. You understand what I say? And that is how a lot of people look on it, but they're afraid to say it. See? But what may I say is, how me look on it, he might try to reach out to the younger set of people. Them like, oh, yeah, you know, I'm going to say we have a back, you know, but at least me have a problem with you know.
True.
But if you come before me and forget deal with it, I go deal with it. But we don't have a problem.
Yeah, I think.
Understand.
True. Yeah, man, me get it, man. Me get it. But him not say nothing what me never said before. As that me did say. Right. But me never say me not have a problem with it. Me just say if you know I go do it, at least use the money do something constructive, because a whole heap of people.
That is true.
Listen, you know the song where Protege sing. I forget the name of the song, but anyways, me not take no talk, take no more pardon. Enough more drugs, money they are cherry garden. Yeah, if you listen to that song there, in it, you know, Protege says some of them Benz dealership and them money where you see carry out their yachts on the weekend and these big sprawling mansions on the hill in Jamaica. Police now run go up there, sir, because them in a police pocket. And not only that, him said them man they get them start from doing them same things here, but you never see them make news, right? Right. Okay. So right. Okay. Yes, sir. So me understand exactly what I say. Yeah.
The man just gonna speak into an instance on that, and he just make it known. And another thing, he just try to connect with it younger people, and that's understandable. You know what I mean?
True.
That's very understandable. Well, anyway,
manners, my brother.
And if you watch them, they are going to tune in.
All right, manners and respect.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Very, very, very intelligent analysis. It's definitely exactly that. Cause right now in Jamaica, I tell you the truth, it's hard pressed to find a young youth who not too co-sign with the chopping. Some of them would be like, yeah, I don't see it, I don't. But on the low, they do. You know what I mean? Even if they're not doing it, them. I'll put it like this: the mentality is them not really see nothing wrong with it, except for when the violence comes with it. You know, it's the violence part they don't really deal with. They don't like, most of them. But the getting to the money part, them all for it. Right. And I've told Jamaicans this before. I say, you think you chopping big? You're not chop big, my friend. The people them wear chop big, you see, them pale and them wear suit and tie. And when them chop, them don't speak. Them just go on about them business and they wash their money clean and start legitimate businesses and so on and so forth. I'm not encouraging anybody to go do it. And I'm not saying it's okay to be done, because I don't want nobody come tear down the little platform that we have. Yeah, so right? But I have said the same thing that he said before. I said, if you're gonna do it and risk all that, at least, wash the money they clean and set up yourself properly then. That way something, you know what I mean, something is left out of it. But here we are. He said, I unequivocally withdraw those remarks and want to make it clear that I condemn any form of fraud and criminal behavior generally. It was the thoughtless and unwise response to the deluge of money that was being corruptly spent in the Trelawney campaign by our opponents, he said in a statement to the press. I am fully committed to upholding the law and collaborating with law enforcement authorities to prevent crime in all its manifestations. Meadows has since received a whole heap of backlash from several parties following this incident. Of course, it's politics time, so his comment was politicized. So everybody over upon JLP side is saying, Mark Golden, no, kick him off at the bench, release him, let him go. You got to get rid of him. But hold your horses, because while Mark Golden, I said, Jesus Christ, but those why you gonna say that? Here comes Warmington on the green. Here comes Warmington on the green side, and then what Warmington said made JLP quiet down, because them number the ask for PNP for kick Meadows off of the bench over there. Warmington now. I listened to Warmington comment and I said to myself, wow. So is a gangster this. Is a bad man this. And then to see him up under Andrew Holness' armpit, I had to go look up who he actually is. Right? Because you know you have different levels in politics. You have some people who are very prominent and they are lawmakers and so on and so forth. And then you have others. It's like just in our police force, same thing. You have a corporal, you might have a district constable, you might have a this, that. You have to learn the ranks and see who is higher up and who is just a little private. It's like in the military. You have a mosquito wing private, then you have a PFC, then you have a specialist, then you have sergeant, and you have a master sergeant, sergeant first class, all these things. You have to know the rank and see who is who. So I have to go look up FEMA rank now. And he is pretty high ranking, which surprised me with his comment. Let me pull up him comment there. I'm not going to hear it. Hopefully we can hear it, because his comment was out of road in the nighttime. Let's cue the comments there, SouFlo. Why election time festival Jamaica bad enough. That is why I am tuned in right now. See ya.
Did I come to 1,400? Brad got 1,668 votes. Enough to win. More than what got in last election. But these men in general, these liberals turn him down. But me in charge of stuff. Okay? Listen right now. I'm a minister of work. I'm a member of parliament. No PNP council going to spend my money.
That you say. Wait, me soon tell you no.
I want you from that. Did I come to 1,400?
So
He might be not be the concerned name,
hold on, Mr.
but
Explain
him
to
in
you.
charge. Right now, I intend to put personal location down there. Extra location. To show them who's in charge. Big and large. Brass line alone.
All right. Let's get into this. So what you see happening here is basically they lost the constituency, but here is a high-ranking opposition politician who is telling the people, say, "I'm not really business who win round this, so, cause me in charge round here, so, regardless." See, and member say, "I am also a sitting member of parliament, so no PMP now get to spend not a dollar out of me money. Money come for different constituencies. So what he is telling them is that him not lego no money go around there. So as long as a PNP win that spot there and is in charge there. So now for show you how we people them slow, right? Here we go again. If he is saying this outright, yes, he is. I'm gonna tell you, I got his resume right here. I'm about to go into it in a minute. But if he is able to say, this member also, so he's a sitting member of parliament. I'm up there. I make, the rules and laws and whatnot. I'm right there with Andrew Holness, rubbing elbow. So we're powerful. So no matter who them put around here, orange shirt no mean nothing. We still are gonna run this. That's some gangster takeover stuff, right? Not only is that some gangster takeover stuff, he is telling them, say, no money now come around there, so as long as not PNP boy now I'm gonna spend my money around here. So for the people that live in the area, it would be of your best interest to have the money come through regardless of PNP or JLP, right? And that is exactly what happens in a lot of places in Jamaica. It is those who are at the top, like for instance, the ruling party now is the Jamaica Labour Party. If you live in a PNP stronghold, you might find that while the Jamaica Labour Party is in position of power, that the roads in your place won't get fixed, the water lock off all the time, emergency situations get slow response, so on and so forth, right? Because a PNP people around here and we win the election and are we in charge now, so we are gonna make you suffer until you vote JLP. Next election coming around, member to vote JLP, then you get a little relief. That is exactly the strategy that he is telling you that he works by, right? So is the man who said something about the Choppa them and them must spend the money wisely, is he worse than this man who just told you that in the business where orange shirt or whoever around here so them now and he said my money like a fee money, right? So sack them. Demands made for Andrew Holness and Golding to remove Warmington and Meadows are despicable for their despicable outbursts. Strong calls have come from members of the civil society for Prime Minister Andrew Holness to sack controversial lawmaker and senior cabinet minister. That is his position. And on a little boy around at the corner, this is Everald Warmington. You're talking about a senior cabinet minister and a lawmaker, a sitting member of parliament, have nighttime meeting out a road. And I make the people them in the constituency know say we run round here so no business when no election results say and no PNP boy can't get to spend not a dollar out of me money. And the people them cheer and jeer it. Like they don't realize that they're the ones that are going to get cut out. I tell you what, at the end of the day, right, Mr. Warmington, fee and bills will be paid. At the end of the day, I can bet he doesn't live in certain communities and he doesn't have to traverse certain roads on a daily basis. So fee cry is not gonna be, Lord, the road, the patrol, them just a mash up my X6. It's not gonna be that. You see the new highway them where them are built, people like him traverse those highways on a day-to-day basis. Yeah, and you see the upper echelons up in the hills with the big house, them will make you go, whoo, up there saw him there as well, right? But the people them slow, they're not getting it. So with that is why I said one ain't different from the other. And for me, honestly, I feel like Dennis Meadows' comment was less harmful than Everall Warmington's comment. End of the day. But they both did wrong in the eyes of the law, right? Right. So JLP was saying, fling out Warmington, fling out Meadows. How could he say such a thing? He must side with scammer. And then this man went said what he said, and then that kind of quiet them down because now PNP has something, a rock to throw back on the other side. Don't tell us nothing about Meadows. Listen to what Warmington just said. Him expose on because I saw uno the business. Yeah, man, that way. So that's what's going on. The exciting part of our Jamaica politics right there. You know, at the end of the day, like I said, I'm a person that I'm not a party person. They're trying to figure me out. I watch my comment section. I'm gonna say somebody depends on what comment I made that day. I see somebody say, "Yo, so you can't tell say the boy is so flow and labor right, you know, cause him this and the other." And then you can next person come on. By the time I say something else, you can't tell say a PNP them boy, you know, cause they can't figure me out. Hear me. You can't figure me out politically because I'm open. I tell the people them to vote where their interest lies. There's local election, and then there is the big election that gets you your prime minister. It's the same thing for us living here in the US, the Jamaican them with US citizenship who can vote here. You might have in your city the person that runs the general election. Thank you, great goodies. The person who runs your city, your mayor in the US, might be Republican, right? You might want a Republican mayor in your city, but then you might want a Democratic president for your. So you don't just run blindly and just be like, I'm Democrat, I'm Democrat, I'm Democrat for everything, I'm Democrat straight down the line. Or I'm Republican, I'm Republican, I'm Republican for everything straight down the line. That's not how it goes. That's not how it goes. Right now in my city, we have a Republican mayor. Not yeah, city council, mayor, them kind of people there. And it's the worst I've ever seen it. And it's small things like, you know, your community that you live in, where you pay so much money for living. It doesn't look like how it used to look under another party kind of thing. So, you know, when time you make your complaints over the years, and then when election come again, you just vote for somebody else who can fix up the place better and keep it out here. Here's my small problem. I mean, I know it's true, you know. Ditches aren't being dug, and us, the citizens, can't dig our own ditches at the end of our property. So them grow sky high. So the least look of rainfall, a big puddle is in the front of your property, and it's stagnant, and that stagnant water end up turning into a mosquito pit. So you open your front door to your yard and be a mosquito and yam you alive. And you keep calling them to do it. Now, back in the day, a couple of years ago, it was a different person that was in charge under a different party. And they made sure that those ditches were dug out, irrigated, and the place look a certain kind of way. They had pride in how the city was looking, kind of thing. So them the kind of something that small something, but just to show you, like, I encourage people to vote on what's most important to you, not necessarily faithfulness to a party. See, facts don't lie, people do. Facts don't lie, people do. So my brother Jamaica wake up and I no longer sleep, and now people are vote for change. And if it don't happen, them vote out no more die-hearted this. And I am happy to see that, and I hope that that is true. It's still hard to tell though. It's still hard to tell because the way all the people them come out strengthful and they're still saying the same slogan. My granny a PNP, my mother a PNP, my daddy, my brother, my great granny, so me a PNP too. Or me a JLP too. I'm me a JLP for life, or me a PNP for life. They're still saying that, which tells me that, you know, some of that stuff still lingers. But based on how the voting them been going so far, yeah, just like the professor said yesterday from UWI, that the JLP, this won't be a landslide for JLP. even if they win. So they might have won some constituencies now, but PNP is on an uptick. Pay attention because it's about to surge. And lo and behold, there it is. So I guess they are gathered. I guess they are unified. Them just now move loud. And they're just sitting there. In Jamaica one time where we lick right and you say touch a button now. No, me no business where you want. Say just touch it. Touch a button now. Yeah, Sefe. Sefe. That's how the PNP are poised right now. They're like Sefe. Just call the date, man. Let's stop all the long talking and just call the date. Make we show you. And it's happening. It's happening. Well, I'll be here to watch all of it unfold. And however it turns out is how it's going to turn out. And all of us as citizens will have to live with whatever the turnout is. My only hope is this. If I'm not saying he is going to be, I said if Andrew Holness ultimately should lose in the general election, should lose his seat as prime minister, and Mark Golding takes over, I want Jamaica people to make Mark Golding understand that he better right the wrongs. He better perform, overperform. We don't want to hear no excuses from you. We don't want to hear no laziness from you. We want to see results, period. And if you can't produce, then next election come, we'll put back somebody else in our place there. That's how I want to see Jamaica ran. You know what I mean? That's exactly how I want to see Jamaica ran. No, yeah, exactly, Veronica Gale. No more bagga, no more long talking and pretty suit and wave hand and clean. No more of that. Come do your work. Make we judge by the results so we can say, yeah, man, I hate that, man. Election again? Yeah, man, not easy thing that. Back in there you go, right? Or you don't perform, easy thing that. Out of here you go. And the biggest excuse that they use, right, is we need more time. No, you don't. You don't need no more time. You had enough time. You can do a whole lot in the little time that you're given. You don't need no more time. And transparency. Them always come talk about we need more time. Rome wasn't built in a day. We're not trying to build Rome, sir. We're just trying to have little things done here and there that we are now intelligent enough to know that can be done. This ain't back in the day. Remember back in the day when we never have internet and these things and we couldn't go look up stuff and figure out how things are done or can be done? Well, information is at our fingertips today. So it's easy for us to go look stuff up. Okay, him said that can be done. Let's see if it's true. Let's see the process. Let's see what. Okay, so all you have to do is file for that permit, and it take this long to come through, and then it has to go through who? Okay, look that up and see. Okay, their approval time is 2 to 4 weeks. All right, then. So why am I tell you say it can be done? Why I tell we need more time? It takes 6 to 8 weeks to get the permit to get that done, and you are a government official, so you can get it done even faster. But we'll give you even 6 months. It's been 4 years. Need more time for what? No excuses for you. Come out. Just like that. And that's how I want the people them to start flexing from now on. See? Facts don't lie. People do. Says, not too much of them die-hearted dead because the CMJLP make history 2020. First the Green take the country. So, and now local election hold them accountable. Well, no, well, the last remember say Andrew's second term this, Yeah, he's on his second term. So he did his thing and then them re-elected him and now he might go for this one again. Well, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Cannot fool all the people all the time, Dorothy T. Absolutely. Lady J says he's not going to call it now because that's less time for him to chop the citizens' money. Well, it have to go call. I think the deadline for it to be called is sometime in 2025, right? If who is up on this more than I am? I think the deadline is somewhere in 2025 for it to be called. All right. Well, I have to go wait. I'll be with you shortly. All right. Listen, let's move on, right? We see what's going on with politics. We've had our fix for the morning. Don't know what going down at Westmoreland, the boy. Triple murder. Mm. We're not gonna talk about that. There's a case that I want to spend the rest of the morning talking about, and that's the Simone Collymore. Well, they're trying to get justice for Simone Collymore, and it is believed, according to prosecutors, that her husband Omar Collymore was the one who orchestrated a hit to take out his wife. It is also said in court documents that he was the beneficiary of her multi-million dollar life insurance policy. So we continue with that case. We haven't heard anything from the Beachy Stout case yet. They said the verdict should be here by Friday. Could be. So we'll keep on paying attention to that. But this one right here, whole heap of information. Before we start reading this though, I see a DJ, dancehall DJ, get married last night, and you know the first thing that came to my mind, which isn't good, I said, "Damn, I wish them all the best." You know, people still are get married in a time when marriage seems to be something that don't work anymore. Not only does marriage seem to be something that doesn't work anymore, marriage seems to be a trap for many, or it seems to be like the people who are rushing to get married nowadays are people who are not married minded. You know, everybody have their ulterior motive as to why they are going to get married. And it don't have nothing to do with traditional love and wanting to be with somebody for the rest of your life and build a steady foundation for them and build an empire together and leave behind a legacy to be celebrated. It don't look like that how go on again when it comes to marriage. It look like somebody size you up really and start think about dollars and cents, you know, and see how they can use you as a stepping stone to get to another level and so on and so forth. So there's so much deception. So for those of you who are so in love and you're blinded by love and you're walking down that aisle sometime soon, engaged or whatever, then boy, be careful. Be careful. Yeah. Now, here are some of the details concerning the first headline. There are three headlines. The first one came out this morning, says contract killer in the Collymore trial said that he was forced to commit this murder. Kingston, Jamaica. One of the men who are accused of killing Simone Campbell Collymore says that he was pressured into committing the act by the local Don in his area for the local gang that his brother had become involved with. Now, in his testimony on Wednesday, his name is Wade Blackwood, and he got up there and testified in court. This is one of the hitmen. This is why I think, and I said, I don't think Omar is going to beat this case because the hitman them are talking. Now, in his testimony on Wednesday, he told the courts that he was ordered to carry out the hit as a means of clearing his brother's debt to the gang. Blackwood shared that his brother, an alleged member of the unruly gang, was sent to prison on a gun charge and that he was instructed to pick up his brother's slack. Blackwood was reportedly offered $2 million to kill Campbell Collymore. 36-year-old taxi driver Winston Walters was also killed during the incident, which took place outside of Campbell Collymore's Forage Ridge apartment in Red Hills, St. Andrew, on January 2nd of 2018. And I've described the video to you before for you guys who haven't seen it. You know, it's an upscale community, big gate, electronic gate, and you have your passcode to get in or your remote to get in. So you pull up and in your luxury car, because that's a lot of them drive that live in there. Pull up in your luxury car, you open the gate. The taxi pull up, they open the gate, and as the gate was opening slowly, a bike came riding down, or was it two bikes that came riding down? The man jumped off at the back of the bike and just started pepper the car with bullets. And he got closer and concentrated the shooting in one area. We learn now that she was hit 18 times in between head and chest area. Blackwood was one of the men who were reportedly seen spraying the bullets into the taxi with the two people in the car. He pleaded guilty to the killing and said he did it, and he is currently serving 2 life sentences. He will be eligible for parole after serving 35 years. Remember, I know at 34 years, them give, somebody who don't like this. Every time y'all I call Vibes Cartel name, I have to, because I draw comparison. Cartel get 34 before he is eligible. This man murdered the woman for no reason, on video, and kill the taxi driver in the process, and get the same time as Vibes Cartel. Anyhow, Blackwood then asked about the murder. When asked about the murder in the courtroom on Wednesday morning, he said that he felt that he had no choice but to do what he was instructed to do by the Don. Because his brother gone to jail on a gun charge, and he's not in the gang, but his brother was. And his brother was a shooter for the gang. And since his brother wasn't there no more, the Don them come find him and tell him, say, him have to go start ride the shot and pick up the sack, which part his brother was. And he felt like if he didn't do it, they probably would have harmed him or his family members as well. So he did under enough stress and duress, so he did that. Charmaine Howell says that the boy for dead in a prison. Look how him do the same thing a foreign, then go to Jamaica, go do the same thing. And you're talking about Omar Collymore, right? Yes. You know what? Let me put this on the list. Come, I'm gonna dig up that. I think Shakira covered this on her channel. I'm pretty sure. I'll drop a link. But the Omar Collymore over foreign, just to give myself a reminder. I'm gonna dig up the backstory to this because I don't know, knew something it looked like, right? Thank you, Charmaine, for reminding us that. Now, the next article this morning says the man who killed Simone Collymore did so to pay off his brother's debt. And again, January 2nd of 2018, Simone, who is the wife of Omar Collymore, and Walters were shot and killed by Blackwood and an accomplice known to Blackwood only as Jim. So he went to court and told the people, said, "Me don't know the man's real name. Me don't really know him like that neither. Everybody call him Jim," which is an alias. According to Blackwood, Jim has since been killed by the police, so I'm the only person that's standing up out here. Simone was traveling in Walter's taxi at the time of the incident, and when the cab stopped outside the entrance gate of the apartment at Stanley Terrace in Red Hills, St. Andrew, waiting for the security guard to let them through the gate, they were pounced upon by Blackwood and this other person who he calls Jim. On trial for the murder are Simone's husband, which is Omar Collymore, Shaquille Edwards, Michael Adams, Dwayne Pink. Blackwood received a life sentence after confessing his guilt, and he accepted a plea deal with prosecutors to turn on the rest of the guys that are involved. It was 2 bikes. He received a plea deal to turn on the rest of them and give his confession, something like what Bubla do in the Beachy Stout trial. He said, I fired those shots into the vehicle because I didn't have any choice. I have a brother who was in the unruly gang. The gang operate from Brook Valley in Duane Park. My brother got caught up with a gun and he went to prison because of it. Sometime before the murder, Jim came to me and said, my brother got caught up with the gun and that is a debt because the gun missing now, so we have to go pay off the debt. I had to murder someone to clear my brother's debt, is how Jim put it to me. When Jim said that, Michael Adams was right there beside Jim. So I'm calling Michael Adams' name as well, the next person. Jim said he would get $2 million for us to split, but I wouldn't get any of it because that is my brother's debt part that I would have to be paying off. This is what he told the court yesterday. Jim said if me don't do it, he might go kill me. He might go kill my mother or am I going to kill some more of my family member them? I didn't even get the chance to say anything. Them just come up to me and tell me this. Adams told Jim that the lady in the contract half it dead. Else them can't get the money if she not dead. This conversation took place in Brook Valley behind K Building in the middle of the scheme, he told the courts in court yesterday. Blackwood told the courts that Adams withdrew from the conversation and went for a motor car which he drove close to where the conversation was taking place. Come back in our car. Dwayne Pink and the next guy were in the vehicle, but I don't know the next guy. I know Mr. Pink from 2014, just like Mr. Adams. They come link Lee Ford and other members of the unruly gang in the area all the time, so me know them. When Adams drive up, Jim came out of the car and he gave me the gun. It was a Glock 26, which was the same gun I was using in the video of the shooting. So I admit say him that in the video. Him even tell them which gun him used and who gave him the gun and who was around when the conversation took place. You know, to build him case, say he was pressured into this because his mother's life is at stake and his other family members' life. Let me tell you something, right? I be telling people this when you wasn't raised a certain kind of way and you have never seen a certain kind of liberty, you don't understand. And I've learned this over the years. When me tell you that some people under some serious pressure, you know. And when me tell you that these type of things still exist, like I asked my audience before, let me sidetrack a little bit. I said, do y'all know what it feel like to be a female growing up in a certain community? And you know you're young and you just start bust breasts. You're a teenager, your body start develop. And big man see you, you know. And send go call you and say them want you. Hey girl, come here, the Dan want you. And imagine having to take yourself to go to this so-called Dan, and this man will use you in whatever way he feels. And that's just something you have to settle for, or else gunshots sail through your family members and friends, right? Some people can't relate. So when y'all jump on your high horse sometimes and talk about, just tell them what's happening in the area and all this. Hey, man, put your foot in other people's shoes, because these are real things that are happening right now in the beautiful land we love. Yeah. So nobody feel like Jamaica is all sunshine and beautiful beaches, and yeah, everybody pick fruits off trees and we just go about singing reggae music. Some Jamaica is hell on earth for some people, and they are just born into certain conditions and situations. This is why when you hear me say we have to start make better choices, nobody with the careless breeding no more and the handing down of poverty no more. Because them something here, you're picking them and come grow up in her. And you knowing that this, you've witnessed this before, your only goal should be trying to get the hell up out of there. You know what I mean? But this is a reality. And I want people to know say this is a reality. Now I'll continue with this, hoping that you have an open mind as to what took place here. Now you probably never have a choice, my friend. Him lose the people them gun. Them says a debt will have to be paid off. Them draw for him little brother. Them say your brother gone to prison. We lose the gun too. So you have to go pay that off. We'll get 2 million for this hit. But you now get none of the money and you have to go be upfront to do the shooting. This is how you take care of that. Hey boy, say if you ever mention we name to no police or nothing like that, or you back out and say you don't want to do this, you say all your mother that missing by tomorrow. You see the rest of your family member them. Now you are like ahead of your family, right? And this responsibility lays on you. And you have to go protect your family. You can't run home and talk about, mommy, pack up and let's move. We have to move. Move, go away. All right. He said that when Adams drive up, Jim came and gave me the gun. It was a Glock 26, which was the same gun I was using in the video of the shooting. The conversation I am telling you about was on a different day from the day of the shooting. He just gave me a Glock and said, today, we're going to kill the lady. Jim got a next car, which was a white car. Skinny man ride a bike, come to where we were standing, and then Adams got a phone call as we were there. Pink and the next man come over to where me, Jim, Adams, and Skinny man were standing. And I heard Adams answer the phone, but I didn't know who was on it. He said that the man who gave him the contract to kill the lady said that he must drive, come up to the yard now, because the lady soon leave out. Pink and the other guy went in the car, and this is who they are saying, was this Omar? Was this her husband? Right? And he must say, yo, all right, she left out right now. You imagine you leave out to go to work and your wife kiss you or your husband kiss you, I love you, see you later, all right? As you turn your back and close the door, so, yo, hurry up, because she'll leave out now, or she'll go leave out soon. Yeah, she'll left out in about 5 minutes. Come, hurry up. Wicked world you live in. He said that the man who gave him the contract to kill the lady said that he must drive, come up at the yard now because the lady soon leave out. Pink and the other guy went into the car and Adams told Jim to wait. So I wait for a call because he was going up at the yard right now. Blackwood said that they were there waiting until Jim received the call. He said that when Jim got the call, he drove out in the car while Skinny Man and himself traveled on a motorcycle. So it's a car and a motorcycle. And they trailed the taxi that Simone was traveling in. However, the mission was aborted because Blackwood claimed that he had never killed before, him get nervous. And he must say, I can't do it, because I never done nothing like this before. So they aborted it that time. Now, I looked in the car, and I don't know, something just came over me. So I imagine, what if this was my mother? So I told Skinny Man that we have to go back. No, let's go back to Brook Valley. Blackwood said further that he broke the news to Jim and the other men of the failed mission. He came under pressure. I told Jim that I didn't do it. Adams got upset and said, if the lady don't dead today, you can't get any money. Jim then started to tell me over and over again that he was going to kill my mother instead. Kill me or kill somebody else in my family instead. Adams and him continue cussing and talking because the mission failed. Jim then told him that we would do it the following day, guaranteed. The witness said that on January 2nd of 2018, the following day, he was in the company of Adams and Pink when Adams received another phone call now. And I didn't hear what the other person said, but Adams said, yes, we're going to drive out now. All right? After that, he said that the man who gave him the contract said he must come now because the lady soon leave out to go home this time. Adams drove out with Pink and the next guy, and he told Jim to wait until he called him before him drive out. Jim called somebody else with a next bike. Jim and I were the shooters in the incident. When Jim got the phone call, he didn't even speak. When he hung up, he said, we'll move out now. Only Jim was armed at that time. He had 2 guns. He took the same Glock from the previous day and he gave it to me. The guns, he said, belonged to Jim, noting that the Glock was loaded with about 8 rounds. They then drove to the apartment complex to carry out the deadly mission. We saw the car with Simone as a passenger sitting in it, and the car stopped at the gate. A security guard was there to let them in. Jim jumped off of the bike and started firing inside of the car. I went to the left-hand side of the car and fired. A lady was on the left-hand side where I was firing, and a man was on the right side. Blackwood told the jury, pointing out that Jim took a bag from the vehicle because the mission was to let it appear to be a robbery. So after we shoot up the car, Jim took a bag out of the car and we left. This trial continues today. This is some riveting, rotted testimony right here. I don't know how his life is going to fare out. Because I'm sure say that gang there still exists. I'm sure his mother still out the road or other family members still in the same community. You see, when you put your hand in a crocodile mouth and granny say, if you take your time, take it out. I don't think he can come out of this, you know, because when you sink this many people with a testimony that is as clear as this, there will be retributions. Somebody have to go pay somewhere. Somebody have vengeance up for him right now. And this is the way, my friend, a perfect example of how poor Miss Matty never have nothing to do with nothing. And Miss Matty did let sit down and sell her food at market. And one boy just come and slap 4 in her head side. Everybody run and scream, gone. Oh God, at 20 odd years, the woman sit down and so sell provisions. She never do nobody nothing yet. It be stemming from situations like these. Them cool, you know. And to think about it, man, is for money. For money. I forgot how many times they said some more Collymore got shot up. I think it's like 20-something shots she get. And it was all head, face, and chest area. Why? The last one. The 2 were shot and killed outside the gate of the businesswoman's Forest Ridge apartment in Red Hill, St. Andrew on January 2nd, 2018 by 2 men who were captured on camera. Blackwood, who is currently serving 2 life sentences and will be eligible for parole. Blackwood is eligible for parole after 20 years. Let this sink into, you know, again. Eligible for parole after 20 years. I'm taking this directly from this morning's printing of the Jamaica Gleaner. So either Jamaica Gleaner make a mistake or this is it. Me never did it. And we have no other access to court papers except for this. He's serving 2 life sentences, but he's eligible for parole after 20 years. Same thing like in a Beach Stout trial where Bubla get 19 years for his confession of how Tanya was killed. 10 stab in her chest, throat cut, car burn up, all this. And he's eligible for parole after 10 years. Again, Vybz Kartel is eligible for parole after 34 years. All right. I'm just showing you the big contrast in how the sentencing go. Now, him tell me, so we must plea like that. Meaning, him a go tell me how we must plea. Him tell me, so when we go court, we must tell the judge or the court, say him wife pay me to kill him instead. And it turn out the next way. So what they're saying here is Omar Collymore had conversations with the killers. And he instructed them that when they go to court, since everybody I get catch, when we go court, tell them say, she hire Uno to kill me. British Jamaican girl says, see, this is where the system in Jamaica needs to put place help for people who are willing to give information to the JCFs to help solve crime, because he could have given all these information to save the lady life. Yeah, but he had to fear for his family instead. Absolutely. So him, Omar, tell we say, when we go court, we must tell the judge or the court say him wife pay if we kill him. And it just turn out to say it worked the other way. This is Blackwood, the same guy. Asked by the prosecutor what he meant, he answered and said that him wife pay we for kill him and the deal never went right. And me just turn around and kill she instead. The prosecutor asks, well, was that how it actually went? And he answered and said, no, miss, it's not so. He further shared that he had never spoken to Campbell Collymore, but others had, and relayed the message back. Blackwood was initially charged with Collymore, Michael Adams, Dwayne Pink, Shaquille Edwards for the double murder, but pleaded guilty and in an exchange to testify against the rest of them. That's how it always going on. Anytime you have 3-4 people who get caught, them always find the weakest link and bend that weakest link. And that weakest link, I've never seen a case where 4 or 5 people get caught for the same crime and everybody stood solid. Never. One person at least. I lie, me I tell. The only case I've seen that with is, you might not know of this, but there's a rapper who, Fetty Wap, the rapper Fetty Wap that has one eye. Fetty Wap is doing time in prison right now. Fetty Wap, Haitian, and his counterparts, they all got caught. $1 million and something in cash, whole heap of coke and fentanyl and all this and whatever. And not one of them snitched. Not one of them took a deal. Not one of them bent, pleaded, nothing. So in that case, that's the only case I've ever seen where a group of 5 or more get catch and not one person bent. But usually, this is what happens. Somebody is going to say, me not do all the time by myself, you know, and them say 2 life sentence and them are going to run it concurrently or consecutively. No, sir. 75 years before me eligible for parole, me can't do it. Them say they have a deal for me. Them say me eligible for parole after 10. If me tell upon everybody else. So he took that deal. According to the murder convicted turned prosecution witness, Collymore had also approached him earlier and told him that he was still going to pay him for the murder. Now, he said, before the murder was committed, I never spoke to Collymore at all, the husband at all. He was going through all the other people them who come get me and said me have to work off my brother debt. But after, according to the murder convict turned prosecution witness, he said Collymore also approached him earlier and told him that he was still going to pay him for the murder. Collymore reportedly promised him a truck. I'm going to buy you a nice truck. And I'm going to put your father in a nice business. Boy, poverty is a hell of a thing, you know. When you're out there poor and broke and insecure, you know, or unsecured. A man come telling you about them, I'm going to buy you a vehicle, pay $2 million, put your father in a business, and you're looking up to these people because them live up on the hill in some big sprawling complex gated this and a zinc fence lane you come from. Steak and lobster for them dinner. Box food, if you can afford it, are yours. Some of these youths are easy to be inveigled. Earlier in the trial, Blackwood, who was seen clearly on the video recordings shooting into the front passenger window of the taxi in which Campbell Collymore was traveling, said that the man who forced him to do the killing and who was the second shooter. He identified the man only as Jim, the leader of the Brook Valley unruly gang, which he had been associating with since he was 15 years old. However, he later shared that he was informed while he was in prison that the police killed Jim. According to Blackwood, a day before the actual murder, Jim came to him and told him that he would have to kill the woman to pay off. So we went through that information before, and this is where this stands. Now, as far as this case goes, they'll be back in court today. They'll be back in court today, and there'll be more testimony going on. So we'll stay close to this and see how this turns out as well, right? This brings us to the end of our morning this morning. We went a little bit over time, but it's all right. I don't know, man. Be careful out there. Be careful of who tell us that them love you and your honey this and baby that, and be careful of who you keep around you. Be careful of who you give access to your life. You one little 3 points and you can't get it back once it dash way. Life ain't no joke, my friend. Manners and respect to each and every one of you tuning in. I appreciate you greatly. Have a wonderful day. Think about the things you do before you do them. Actions have consequences, and karma never misses an address. That way. With that said, I'm out. Walk good. Peace.